Yes, I did. What's up, my friends?
Why is he crying?
I don't know.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right,
Our dog is crying.
I'm gonna wait for the feed to catch up.
Good morning. Oh wait.
We hope you guys are doing good this morning. We are feeling good, and hope you are too. What's up, Kellum Shad? How are you doing?
Someone requested
Mary
to see
84?
more of the dog.
We did.
So here he is in all of his glory.
That's right.
The best dog in the world. The best dog.
TJ, what's up, man?
Good morning.
How you
This
doing,
is
buddy?
Doug. He got hurt the other day. A dog bit his foot,
Yeah.
and he's my baby.
All right. Put him down. We can't do a show
I
with
have
the
to
dog.
do a show with the dog.
Put the dog down.
Nope. Hello and welcome to Anatomy of Marriage, Marriage Mornings. My name is Melanie Studley.
What's up? My name is Seth Studley. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. Welcome to Marriage Mornings, where we do 4 things every morning. We start with a prayer, we share a gratitude for one another, and then we share an intention. What am I going to focus on that benefits Melanie, that helps our marriage, and same thing, vice versa. And then we also talk about a conversation starter with our app. So, welcome guys. What's up, Jet Life? So,
Push the like button if you love this dog.
Yeah.
Anyway, today we're talking about 75 Hard, and we're doing the
hashtag 75 Hard.
the 30 days to staying well challenge that Dr. John Deloney talked about on our live the other day. So we wanted to talk about it. I get a lot of questions about what's my routine. I'm sure you do too. So we want to talk about it, and yeah, we love 75 Hard. But before we do that, you want to pray?
All right. Thank you, God, Creator, for your blessings. Thank you for all that you have given us, God. Thank you for the dog, even. Thank you for the show, and I pray that you watch over us today spiritually and physically. Please be with our kids and help keep our loved ones safe from COVID-19 and our listeners too. Amen.
Amen.
All right.
What's your gratitude?
My gratitude is I am thankful that you focused on your intention yesterday of speaking and acting out my love language more, which is physical touch. You hugged me a couple times, just kind of took a minute, and I'm thankful for that. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Every little bit helps.
I'm thankful, which is so funny because for so many years I complained about this. I'm really thankful that you're not like me in a lot of ways. That you hunt.
How so?
That you like things that I don't like at all.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful for that because it pushes me to be more accepting just as a person in general.
Really?
But it also expands my world in a way I did not appreciate. And the reason I was thinking of it is like when you hunt, if you get a deer or whatever, you'll cook its heart, which sounds disgusting, but our kids love it.
It's delicious.
And our kids are like, oh, Dad's gonna cook the heart. And it has like a ventricle hole in the middle, and it's so gross, but
it's healthy, and it's a biology lesson. All in
yeah, and the kids really love it. And if it was just, if I married someone like me, that wouldn't be an experience that they have.
Right.
And so I'm thankful, I really am thankful that you're a lot different from me in a lot of ways, and that you're Southern.
No,
You say funny things, and that's adorable.
Well, good.
And I want to remind everybody, you can ask, if you've got a question, pop it into the feed. We will be talking about 75 Hard, but again, we're doing our gratitude with each other, and we encourage you to do the same thing with your spouse. So do your prayer, tell your spouse why you love them, have them tell you why they love you, and then do your intentions for the day together. That's the whole point of this.
Yeah, so this helps us keep us accountable to you guys, and we want you to, in return, be accountable, not be accountable to us, be accountable to yourself and to each other, and do this as we go along. So throw a like if you're doing it right now. Throw up a like or a heart if you just prayed with your spouse, or if you're going to pray with your spouse. And intention. Let's move on to intention. Today, I intend to continue what we started yesterday, like showing physical affection, also acts of service, doing the dishwashers, doing the cleanings, stuff like that, because that's your love language, right? And that's good. So I intend to do that.
Yeah. I love it. My intention, and this is a funny one, but my intention is to tell you today, while the kids are present, how much I love you and how amazing you are, as a way to model that to our children. That's not something that I saw growing up. I mean, it's fine, I didn't need to see it, but I wish that I had, because I think that would be really fun. So I want to model that for our kids to you, for them.
So that has three purposes. That's number one, makes me feel good, makes me feel loved and appreciated and respected. Number two, it again models that, so you're like passing down something good to the kids. We want to drop the things from our family of origin that weren't helpful, and we want to perpetuate things from our family of origin that were helpful, or create whole new things that are helpful, right? And then also that keeps you on your toes and changes your brain and changes your heart too.
Exactly.
So, excellent.
Yeah, and so that was our gratitude and our intentions. But now we want to talk about 75 Hard and why we're doing it and how it is a part of the 30 days to staying well and all of that. And why don't you start the story of why we started doing 75 Hard? What's the deal?
Okay, so 75 Hard is a thing that this guy named Andy Frisella does. He does the MFCEO project, and now does Real AF, Real Andy Frisella. And he's an entrepreneur, he's a gazillionaire, but he's real as all get out. And he started this program called 75 Hard, where there's like 6 elements that you have to do for 75 days. No alcohol, you have to stick to a diet, 0 cheat meals for 75 days, 2 workouts every single day, 2 45-minute workouts. One of those workouts has to be outside. If it's raining, thundering, snowing, sunning, anything, you have to drink 1 gallon of water a day, and you have to take a progress pic. And the point of it is to do hard things and to do them consistently for 75 days. And if you mess up for 1 single day, you have to go back to 0. My friend Paul did it, and he said, dude, it changed my life. And I was like, yeah, that's going to be crazy. That's too hard. But then it wore on me. I thought about it, and I did it. I did it, and I can honestly say that I did it and did every single element to the best of my ability for 75 days straight. And it changed my brain. Changed my brain. We gained self-confidence by doing what we say we're going to do, by keeping our word to ourselves, and that's exactly what happened to me. And I did it, and I'm proud to wear the shirt, and I earned it. I talk about this in sessions sometimes. We have depression, we have anxiety, we have self-doubt because we haven't earned those things. I am super proud of myself, and this isn't an ego or cocky way. Like, I earned this shirt. Right? I earned it because I did the work. It's just like making money. We appreciate things that we earn 100 times more, right? So I earned this, and it's awesome. And now Melanie is doing it, and I think she's 10 days in or something.
6 or something. I don't
6 days in or something like that. But it's absolutely worth it. And so why did you want to talk about 75 Hard?
Well, because we're doing the 30 days to staying well. This is a very weird time in our society where people can't really be together, and that causes a lot of problems because we're used to being social, all of that stuff. And
thanks, TJ.
And one of the problems that it's people are demotivated. We're lacking motivation to feel good and all of this stuff. The name of the challenge is the 75 Hard. And Andy Frisella, Frisella.
Yeah, just look up 75 Hard. Now, he cusses like crazy, but it is motivating and inspiring to me, and he actually is real. He seems like a kind of a jerk, but not. Yeah. I'm waiting for Tiger King reference.
I have never seen the show. I just love this blouse. But anyway, so that is why, what did you ask me? Why did I want to start it? Why do I want to talk about it? Well, I wanted to start about it because when Seth did it the first time, I really was irritated. I was like, this is annoying. You changed up our plans. Every time you're working out and I got to have the kids, whoa, I was a total poopy pants about it.
You calculated, you were like...
I calculated how much time he was wasting, much of our, like how many hours he could have been spending with the kids instead of working out. Y'all, I really did that. And I presented it to him. Yeah. And that was sort of at the end of our transition of renovating the house. So it was really hard when we started. Yeah. But then after he got a groove, I didn't realize I enjoyed it until he stopped, until he was done with his 75 days. And I was like, where's your second exercise in your reading? What are we doing? Right.
Hey,
we lost.
Throw up a like if you're listening good. What's up, Brad? Yeah. What's up, my friend? Gonna look up Yes.
Yes. So
I've known Brad since I was like 5. Okay.
Hi, Brad. It's nice to make your acquaintance. So that was one of the things that was so interesting to me is I was so mad at Seth when he started it. I hated it. I hated the 75 Hard. And then when he stopped, I was like, I hate not having this in my life.
The routine, the normalcy of 75 days of the same thing, it's good. Like, we had our groove, right? The kids knew I was doing it, mom knew I was doing it, and we all participated in it together.
So that was one of the things, is when he stopped, I immediately was like, this is terrible and I want this back. So he was going to start it again, like the second phase or whatever, in like mid-April, but he was like, I'm just going to start it now. So then I'm like, well, I should do 75 hard, because I started it last time and I was like, never mind, because I didn't plan. And so I just thought it was interesting. I never thought that this is something I would do. I thought I hated the 75 hard when he started, and now I love it, and I have a totally different perspective on it. And I'm sharing that to encourage you not to judge it and not to be like, I could never do that. That sounds so stupid. Don't be like me. And I'll tell you a couple of things that I think about it. So again, you have to exercise 2 times a day. One exercise has to be outside. One has to be, or they both have to be 45 minutes long. Now, when I first heard that, I thought, oh, like intense exercise for 45 minutes straight. But that's not how exercising works. So part of that is stretching, warming up, getting ready. Then you do your run or your workout routine or whatever. Then you stretch. Like, so it's not.
Tell them what you were doing, because my workout was a little bit different. Tell them what you do.
I jog across the street at the church we go to, because it's like a huge property. It's amazing.
45 minutes.
But I don't jog the whole time. I warm up, I stretch, I do push-ups and sit-ups and whatever, and then I jog. And if I need to take a break, I walk. And if I feel super whatever, I'll stretch. And then when I'm done, not with the whole 45 minutes, with like a 20-minute run, which is a lot for me, I will stretch. That's part of my workout. So I don't want people to get the idea that you have to kill yourself for 45 minutes. And then, because you need to stretch. Like, you have to stretch. If you don't, you're ruining your body. So incorporate all of that stuff into your 45 minutes.
Right.
That's the one thing I didn't think of before. And then again too, I lean into where I'm the strongest in terms of diet stuff too. So my diet is basically clean eating. I'm just not eating garbage, anything processed. I'm not eating bread, gluten, what is it?
Gluten.
Right. Not eating gluten.
Letitia says so important to stretch. Yep.
Yes, and I'm not drinking dairy, because when I drink dairy, y'all, my knees make the grossest grinding noise ever. But when I stop drinking dairy, they don't, which is freaky and gross and creepy. So I'm trying not to drink dairy. I only have half and half in my coffee.
Right. One of the diets that we found helpful is called Tim Ferriss. If anybody knows the 4-Hour Body, Tim Ferriss, his work is awesome. Hey, what's up, Robert? Or Rob? The slow carb diet, right? So that means basically eating nothing white. No potatoes, no bread, no complex carbs or anything like that. The slow carb diet also has a cheat day, but in this 75 hard, they are 0 cheat days. None, which was really hard for me, but
yeah, you're like
I did it, right?
Scone king.
I am the scone king. All in the mind, right? So what's up, Michelle? So stick to a diet. The slow carb diet, you can choose a diet, really, but there is 0 cheat days. You can't cheat, right? Which is super hard. Interesting about your knees and dairy.
Yeah, it's so weird. I didn't think it would help, and then So, but the other thing I was going to say is, I want to encourage you, if you're thinking about doing 75 hard, figure out where you're the strongest in so many areas where you have the most self-control, and lean into those. So here's what I mean. If I had to make a meal every time I needed to eat, I would cheat. I would probably cheat. So what I do is I'll say, I'm going to eat dinner, because I love leftovers. I do not care about what I eat in terms of it needs to taste great. I'm like, whatever, it's there. So if Seth makes dinner, I'll tell him, can you make extra? And I will literally eat that for breakfast. I don't care. And if it's a dinner that's on obviously it fits into our diet plan. So that's something that's really helpful. The other thing too is I have really good self-control at not buying sweets or things that are bad for me when I'm at the store. But y'all, if they are in my house, they're gone. I will eat them all. Don't you get sidetracked.
What's up, Lisa? Thank you for joining.
So sidetracked all the time. So lean into where you are the strongest, right? Like, I will not buy bad things at the store, but if they're in the house, I will eat them. So I had to tell Seth, please don't bring candy home. Well, not that he was, but so think about it from that perspective, and schedule stuff out. So you have to drink a gallon of water a day. So I have I have 6 alarms on my phone for when I'm supposed to drink water, and I've divided it out by my Starbucks water bottles. I have to drink 5.5 of those. So I start at 7:30, and then 2 hours later there's another one, and 2 hours later. So it's regimented throughout the day. And reminders, and that's what the rubber bands on my cup stand for, is if I've drank a cup or not.
So the 75 hard that we're talking about, that we're sharing with you guys to hopefully improve your life, because it definitely has improved ours. the 75 hard isn't about just doing hard stuff. It's about so much more. It's about, like Melanie said, planning out things. That's because you're gonna set yourself. If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail, right? So I was like, oh geez, it's 7:30 and I still have a half a gallon of water to go. I still have 2 workouts to do, and I got to read 10 pages. That's another element of the 75 hard.
Oh, yeah.
You have to read 10 pages of a self-improvement book every single night. No audiobooks. It has to be a real hard copy book. But anyway, the planning piece was something that I learned about myself. You gotta plan it out, or you're going to fail. And that was a huge thing. And also the momentum that you get and the self-confidence that you get is just really crazy, amazing, because once you're done with it, you say, you know what, that was probably the hardest thing I've ever done. This thing at work, this thing with my kids, this thing with my spouse. If I apply that same mindset and same discipline to this issue, to whatever it is, or to this goal, then you will accomplish it, right? Progress and making progress on goals is doing the same thing over and over and over with consistency, right? No matter how small it is, do the same thing over and over and over, and you will get there. And it's so awesome.
And one of the things too, like Jocko Willink talks about in Extreme Ownership, the purpose of like training when they're Navy SEALs and they train all the time, and even in the show Cheer, they make them train when they're tired, because you need to know how to do this stuff when you're exhausted, when you feel like you can't go any farther. And like Seth was saying, is once you've done this and then you step out into the normal stuff, all the normal stuff seems way easier.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh, that's not hard at all.
There were a couple of nights where I would be literally in bed just thinking and like, oh crap, I forgot to take a progress pic, right? And if I go to sleep without taking a progress pic, then I have to start back at day one, right? So you're thinking about all this stuff, and it's at the forefront of your mind. And guess what? These habits that you create doing 75 hard are going to go. They're going to be there even when you're not doing 75 hard.
And one thing I want to say too is that. Again, I thought this was the dumbest thing ever, and I did not want to do it, and now I really love it. I absolutely love it, because there's a few things that I had to change my mind about. One was that we can do this with our children. I ran yesterday at the church. Again, never thought I would be a runner, never thought I would enjoy it. I had bad knees forever, so I'm like, well, I can't do that. Too bad.
Yeah.
And yesterday, our middle kid got on a bike, and I ran. I jogged, and he rode his bike, and it was the most amazing fun. We talked the whole time. We laughed. We found someone is hiding giant Easter eggs at the church, and it's the funnest thing. They're huge Easter eggs, and so we were looking for them as I was jogging. It was so enjoyable. I do yoga in our yard. We have a really big yard that looks into like the woods, and I do yoga like looking at the sunset. It's the coolest thing.
Right.
I love it. I play the weirdest music. I play bad lip reading songs about Yoda, and I love them while I do yoga. It's the weirdest thing, but I've made it really, really enjoyable.
So, what's up, Deb? Good to see you. Brad says, do you find yourself doing it after the 75 days? So I was looking forward to the end of the 75 days, and I was planning out going to all these restaurants and stuff, but it was when everything shut down. I literally finished 75 hard, and all the restaurants
closed,
shut down. So I was like, oh great, so I don't even have that, which was kind of trippy, because I learned some stuff there. I was like, you know what, I'm fine. This is disappointing, but I was fine. But then I did start to splurge for a couple of weeks, and I gained like 5 pounds back, and said, you know what, I gotta get back into the groove of this, because I really missed the consistency and the discipline. So I just kind of jumped back in it. Anyway, somebody says, I'm not doing 75 hard, but since you guys brought it up, it has motivated me to start a workout routine. I was also able to get my husband to do it with me. Thank you so much for the motivation.
That is awesome.
Yes, one of the best things ever has been, like, I got really excited when she said, you know what, I'm going to do the 75 hard, because I did it literally alone. Diet, all workouts, water.
Not just alone. He did it with me telling him it was dumb.
But with some opposition, right? But I worked through it and was like, I'm doing this, girlfriend. Mind your business. But then I got excited when she said that she was going to do it, because now we go on walks and stuff, and now the kids go on walks. Like she said, our middle kid rides his bike while I go running too. We did that together, and it was awesome. We just spent time and hung out. What's up, Mandy? What's up, Deb?
And it helps the kids frame things in a different way. They know we're going to do our workouts. There's no question about it. So they either join us. I mean, it's really, really fun, and something I never imagined we would be doing. Another thing I want to say too is that, again, it's called 75 Hard. And I've been thinking about it a lot as I do it, and I'm like, you know what? And this is going to sound super weird, but it is not that hard to get out of bed and do an exercise routine. It's not, compared to things you've been through, it's not that hard, right? Losing a grandparent is hard. Losing a loved one is hard. Having an unexpected, like, traumatic surgery, those are hard things. Exercising 2 times a day and reading a book, that's 75 uncomfortable, right? That's, you gotta push yourself.
One thing, so you said uncomfortable, right? And think about anything in nature, right? I love using nature and animal and tree examples in therapy when I'm with people, and then also with you guys and with myself. So anything uncomfortable is where the growth happens, right? You think about a seed that gets buried, right? It's got to push through the dirt, and it's a tiny seed, and there's like, pounds of dirt on top. Worms, all kinds of stuff. It pushes through, right? Think of a caterpillar in a chrysalis, right? The caterpillar, the butterfly emerges when the caterpillar inside the chrysalis grows to the point of being squished and uncomfortable, right? There's all kinds of things like that. Stronger trees, the strongest trees that survive, are the trees that bend and flex.
And that have been through storms.
That have been through storms, that have been through snows, through drought, through craziness, through windstorms, all these things, right? So we, as humans, get strong in the uncomfortable things. If you want to put a therapeutic lens on it, right? So in the hard times when we're going through anxiety or stress or depression, if we choose to weather well through that, we can make our mess our message, and not a message to like put out into the world, but like, oh, that was really hard. I am so glad I learned from it, right? It's even like biblical, right? Trial by fire. Like, consider it, what is it? James,
pure joy, I think. My brothers.
Consider it pure joy, my brothers, when you go through trials and tribulations of all kinds of stuff, because then you're learning
perseverance.
That's right. You're learning about yourself. You're learning about others, and then on the other side, you're stronger. And here's another tangent I'm going off of. So coronavirus, COVID-19, right now, we're in a different time for the world, for the United States right now, our culture, our marriage, our finances, our jobs, our livelihood, and being parents, navigating and managing the stress of kids. Our kids don't have school anymore. They're out for the summer, basically, right? Which is crazy. So how are you guys weathering this time, this hard time right now? And I decided early on, when all this stuff was going, I was like, you know what? I, as a man, as a husband, as a father, want to look back and say, I weathered well. 6 weeks from now, 6 months from now, 1 year from now. You know what? That hard time, we bucked up. We didn't throw ourselves a pity party with a guest of one, right? And that would be me, the only guest going to the pity party. We stood up, we said, okay, I'm going to control what I can control. I'm going to talk about our anxieties, I'm going to talk about our fears, and get prepared for it, right? And I am super proud that I did that. It's like 75 Hard came at the exact perfect time to give me strength to strengthen my backbone, my spine, and say, hey, you got this. Mm-hmm. You absolutely got this. And thank God Almighty that I still have a job, that I am considered essential, and that we have other resources, right? Mm-hmm. I hope you guys are taking this time to see what you need to tweak in your marriage, see what you need to tweak in your relationships with yourself, in your spiritual walk, in your physical walk, all that stuff. See what you need to tweak and weather well.
Mm-hmm. And the last thing I want to say, that was good, that was very good. The last thing I want to say is that, again, with a mind shift about how we view 75 Hard or working out or getting in shape or staying in shape, celebrate this stuff, y'all. You don't know how valuable your health is until it's gone, right? Like when I had my stupid appendicitis a couple years ago, and I had to have emergency surgery, and I had like all this craziness because my intestines are fused to my abdominal wall from other surgeries from when I was a kid. you don't know how much your health matters until it is gone or it is compromised. So celebrate it every single day. Like, celebrate it. Not just like, I can get up and walk if I want.
Don't take it for granted.
Yeah, yes.
Right?
Don't take it for granted. Celebrate it. Teach your children. It's amazing. We get to go walk at the church, or we get to walk at the park, or we get to walk down the street. This is so cool. Let's do this together. Like, I know that sounds stupid, but it has helped me reframe things so much. Like, if I'm feeling tight and sore because I ran the day before and I'm not used to what that feels like in my body, I'm like, you know what? I have legs. They work. I have joints. They work. I mean, come on, people. Like, let's not be so... complacent of our health.
Mona Maxout says, right? Yeah, 100% right. Let's be thankful. And here's another thing that I did not... Hey, what's up, Rochelle? Hope you're doing good. Here's another thing that I already did the 75 hard, right? So after you do 75 hard, there's a thing called phase 1. And I started phase 1, and it is all the same elements as the 75 hard. It's for 30 days instead of 75, but this time I have to do 10 minutes of visualization, so 10 uninterrupted minutes of visualization. I have to do a power list, which is a list that you do every single day of things that are going to move you forward. And I have my own power list, right? And then you have to take a 5-minute cold shower. 5 minutes in the cold of a shower.
With no warm. He doesn't do any warm.
I do 0 warm.
And we live on a well. Our water is freezing.
It's really cold, and I'll tell you, that has been pretty hard for me. But once you get out of that shower, it is the best thing. You feel like you can run up Mount Everest, and it feels great. And also, it builds your immunity. And let's see, what else on the phase?
You have to do visualization. Did you already say that?
Yeah, visualization, same diet thing, all that stuff. 5-minute cold shower. And oh man, I can't remember what else is on there. It's on the list, which I do it every single day. But anyway, it's a continuance of what I learned from 75 hard and adding elements to it to get stronger, to make it harder. Because guess what, people? Growth comes in the uncomfortableness. If we get too soft, Ed Milet talks about. Oh yeah, you too, Brad. Thank you, man. It warms my heart. That's also Devin's cousin, so. Warms my heart to see you, brother. What was I saying? So the growth comes
in discomfort.
In discomfort, right? Sometimes we have gotten too soft. I read this thing this morning. We get too soft. We get too complacent. Ed Milet talks about the second that we let off that gas pedal, we start going backwards, right? And we've gone backwards. I have gone backwards more than I've gone forward. So I need this personally, as a man, as a husband, as a dad, to be like push and push and push. It's Delano. I just thought of like a golf game. Like if you're not out there swinging, you're not going to get better, right? And golf is so fickle. Sometimes you can have a great game and then you can slice it, or
worm burners
all the time if you're not on it. So marriage, life, work, jobs, everything, you got to be on it, people. You got to be on it. Delano says, I appreciate the both of you sharing your life experiences. Sammy and I have definitely implemented your material in a short time. Yes. And rare resource that I can personally trust as a native. Yep. Hey.
That's true.
That's very true. There's a lot of bad. Yeah. So
a lot of bad crap out there.
We're here.
We got you.
Let's see. Kelly says, this is the first time I've been home during your lives. Love your podcast. I miss you guys. Thanks, Kelly.
Woo! I'm so glad that you caught us.
Yeah.
So I want to just really encourage everybody that I am the last person that I ever thought would be doing this challenge, that I ever thought would be doing runs with my kids or drinking a gallon of water a day. Again, like 2-3 months ago, I was convincing Seth to stop and telling him how stupid it was. And then it was gone, and I'm like, wait, that was really helpful and I loved it. So I want you guys to reconsider or start adding in a workout routine, something to help you feel better, to connect with people. There's communities online, obviously, that people do this. And we're doing the 30 Days of Staying Well, where we're trying to share every single day a thing that we do to stay well during this time. And so I want to do a live feed of my green drinks that I make. I need to make them today, so I'm going to see if I can get my kid to film me. We'll see how that goes.
Just do live. Just put it in the...
Yeah, I don't know. I'll see if I can figure it out. But that's something we're trying to do. So look up the hashtag. I think it's 30 Days to Staying Well. Dr. John Deloney talked about it on our live with him the other day. But before we go, I want to talk about our Get Your Marriage On questions of the day.
All right.
There are 2 of them. This is from our conversation starters in our Get Your Marriage On app. Again, we made an app not because we're weird, because we love you and we want you to have a good and healthy marriage everywhere you go and available help in your pocket all the time. So, 2 questions of the day. Number 1, how can I help you feel more relaxed?
Me?
I ain't talking to them.
You are technically. How can you help me feel more relaxed? By physical touch helps me feel relaxed.
That's the answer to everything. Okay.
Not sexual touch, physical touch.
But you turn into sexual touch.
Well, that helps too.
I say you can help me feel relaxed by, you know this, I hate bathing. I hate it. I hate having to wash my hair. And if I have to take a bath and wash my hair, get the kids out of the dang house. I will lose my mind. They fight right outside my bathroom door, I promise. That's one thing you can do to help me get relaxed.
Which I have.
You have.
Taking
You've
them,
been really...
Kids, get in the van. We're going to the woods.
Seriously. It's the worst when they're like yelling at it and then they want to talk to me. And then they try to open the bathroom door. Anyway.
Right.
Number 2, tell me about a time when I helped you through something difficult.
When you see that I'm kind of losing my S with the kids. Stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Through
Stuff. We don't say those words here.
Yes. You're losing your stuff with the kids.
Right, losing our stuff with the kids, and you say, hey, chill it, relax. And when you say that in a non-sarcastic way...
The dog is biting my foot.
Yeah, you bit my foot
Sorry,
too.
yes.
Say it in a non-sarcastic way, and just like, oh, this dude needs help. Let me just like help him for 2 seconds. That really helps. What about you?
I think there are times when you help me to really see, and I never like it at the time, I always get kind of irritated, but you help me to see that I'm being too aggressive, too like, I don't know what the word is, like...
Too snippy?
Yeah, like I will get after the kids, like a terrier trying to chase a rat, and I will be like, no, you gotta, like I get really like, and you're like, hey, you need to stop doing that, because I get into that zone and I'm like zero think about anything else. So that you helped me through that. Although we could have answered that better, I think. But anyway,
I think it was good.
Go to getyourmarriageon.com and get the app. There are conversation starters, hundreds of them on all topics, and we love you. That's why we made the app. And
guess what? All the books that we talk about, all the Jocko Willink books, Extreme Ownership, Discipline Equals Freedom. Go to audibletrial.com/anatomy of marriage. When you do that, you get a free audiobook. It's free, and guess what? That helps us. That supports our show. That supports us doing this. So go there, audibletrial.com/anatomy of marriage. What's up, Olivia? I enjoy seeing your pictures from the east side. It's awesome out there.
I enjoy all of your jewelry, and everyone should buy it.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, but yeah, so that's it for today. We will see you tomorrow morning, and we're gonna remember, go to do the hashtag 30 days to staying well. Show us what you're doing to stay well, and do your prayers, your gratitudes, and your intentions together, and do your Get Your Marriage On conversation starters. Y'all got this. Have an amazing day.
Peace.
Got your tickets? My kids the other day said I have man arms on a woman's body.
Oh boy.
I'm just built like Popeye. What can I do? Look at that. Oh yeah. Oh, you see me.
Take care and have a great day. You too, my friend.
Bye.
All right, later.